Kia ora, I'm David Chester with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This will get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, global trade seems to be less of a driving feature of the international economy, even if it does remain important. And there are plenty of shifts. And despite that, the New Zealand dollar is rising. But first up today, US mortgage applications bounced back last week after the prior week's large 7.2% fall to rise 3.7% year on year last week. And that was even though mortgage interest rates were virtually unchanged. Also rising strongly was the US Logistics Managers Index, driven by freight rates. It's been almost 2 years since the rising cost of freight has been a factor in this monitoring. Meanwhile, as expected, US exports rose a bit more than imports, but their overall trade deficit of goods and services was little changed in December. But for the whole of 2023, the deficit was the lowest in 3 years at 2.7% of GDP. The 2023 deficit with China shrank to its smallest total since 2010, while trade gaps hit records with Mexico, the EU, South Korea, Taiwan and India. In fact, the US imports more from Mexico now than China. Logistics are easier and safer too. Meanwhile, Beijing is replacing some senior officials in its struggle to control the economic gloom enveloping parts of their economy, but still no word yet of the expected big stimulus there. The US Treasury 10-year yield starts today at 4.11% and up 2 basis points from yesterday. And the price of gold will start today up $2 at just on $2,039 an ounce. However, oil prices are little changed at just over $73.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is still just on $78.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts today at just on 61.1 US cents and up a bit less than 0.5 cent from this time yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're up nearly 0.5 cent too at 93.7 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're up at 56.7 euro cents and almost a 1/4 cent gain. That all means our trade weighted index starts today at just on 70.4 and up 40 basis points from yesterday at this time. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.